Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back to Roxy's Weekly Challenge. I haven't done it for a couple of weeks, so it's really nice to get back into doing one of her challenges because I quite like the sound of this one, and I've collected a whole bunch of things around me to try and make these little pieces. She's called them scrap paper editions for journals, and it's week 39. So I'll just quickly show you some of the things I've collected so that we can make these little scrap packs, I suppose they are, kind of thing. So I've got a bunch of book pages here, a variety with some music and bits and pieces that I've just pulled out of different places. I've just been all around my craft room pulling things out in the hope that they'll work. I got a few pieces of scrapbook paper here, just a little pile. I've got some digital ephemera pieces. Because I don't have a lot of original ephemera, so I've just got a few pieces here. These are all from the Rach and Bella Crafts Welsh ephemera digital kit, and I've just scrunched them up a bit and inked them and made them look a bit old and grungy and a bit more like real pieces. I've got a couple of pieces of vellum, printed vellum again. This is from a digital. This is from a Roxy Creations digital. I think that you can never tell which way around it's meant to be. This looks a little bit more vibrant on this side, I think. So I've got a couple of pieces of that. I've got some scanned paper with sort of scanned laces. They're from my own collection. So these are a couple of scanned embroideries. I think these are just from little hankies, but I've blown them up a bit so they look a little bit more interesting. And I've actually got a genuine one that I've just cut out. This is a real vintage embroidery from a tablecloth. I think it's from a tablecloth anyway. So I might put that on one of them. And I've got an actual little hanky here. And I could just cut around these sweet little flowers off this corner. I don't really know. A smaller version of the same lace that I've got in this pile as well. So I've printed it in different sizes. So yeah, I might use a few of those. I've got some painted papers. Some of them are book page. This is, I think this is from a jelly print or some. I think this is something I did with Rachel when we're making our own stamps. There's a bit of just painted book page. This is some sprayed paper, but it catches the light. I don't know if you can see that in the sun. Just catches the light, and I thought maybe a piece of that would be quite nice in there. Just a small piece because it's a bit different. And I think this is some paper, the background paper when I was doing some spraying. So I thought, well, I might put a bit of those in. I've got a few postcards over there, some genuine ones. They're all genuine ones apart from one. I think they're genuine vintage. One is a scanned version of a genuine vintage postcard. So I just thought I might pop that in. I've got a few bits of old magazines here. These I think were in a set that I bought from somebody a while ago from Etsy. Some Sears catalogue pieces, so lovely colour. So I might tear a piece of that down. I've got quite a few pieces of that. Then this is a little magazine that I picked up in a local charity shop. This is from 1993, so 30 years, I don't know, does that count as vintage? I don't know whether I'll get anything out of here, but there's a few interesting pages. I don't know whether I'll use this or not. See how we go. It's a lovely colourful bit. I mean, I could just tear around that, I guess. So yeah, I struggled to find the date on this, but I did find a date, and it was 1993, which is 30 years ago. So I guess it counts as vintage. I think these are a couple of pages from another magazine I picked up, I think, at the same time, which was a quilting magazine. So that's called New Stitcher, I think. New Stitches. And this is a quilting magazine that I've got. I couldn't find the rest of it. I don't know whether I've chucked it. But I've got a few pages from that, so whether I'll use any of that, I don't know. More of the Sears catalogue pages. So yeah, I've got a whole load of stuff. Oh, and I've got my precious Florentine papers. Whether I'll be able to put any of those in, I'm not sure. I love them so much. I don't know if I can part with them. I have been holding them. I use them very sparingly, but I might do. See how I feel. So I better get started. So welcome everybody anyway. I've had lots of new subscribers recently, and I really would love to say welcome to you all. Some of you have been commenting a lot, and I really appreciate that. It's lovely to hear from you. It's so nice, and thank you everybody for all your lovely comments regarding my daughter, sending her good wishes and prayers and blessings and all the things that you do, and I really appreciate it, and I'll pass them on to her, and she's very touched that you're thinking of her. You know, it's a really nice thing, and they are doing so well. We saw them yesterday. They're doing brilliantly. Little Arlo is doing everything he should be doing. He's growing. He's putting on weight. He's feeding well. You know, he's just doing all the sort of things a newborn should be doing, and he's gorgeous. Anyway, let's move on. I think I'll use to start with for a base. I've got some bits of scrapbook paper here. This is a piece of, I think it's a piece of Tim Holtz, so I think maybe I'll use that as my first base. And a bit of book page, and I've got so many bits, it's hard to know what to choose. So I know Rachel always goes by the colours, but it's hard to know what colours would be best. This is a bit of, Silent Night. This is Christmassy, so I might hang on to that because Christmas is on the horizon, and I'm actually struggling not to start Christmas scrapbooking, Christmas journals and working on Christmas, because I'm really getting into I keep thinking about doing it, and I think no, I must stick with my Lace and Ladies journal and other things. Christmas isn't quite here yet. It's not even October yet, so maybe in a couple of weeks I'll start to pull out the Christmas box. But yeah, I'm really getting in the mood for Christmas, so I won't use that piece of music after all. Maybe I'll use this little piece, just a little scrap. Pop that on there. What else have I got? A piece of this pretty yellow embroidery. Is it a bit big? Maybe I'll put that at the back. So as long as it's not too wide to go into a journal. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, just over 4 1/4, so that's fine. I'm thinking these things might go into a side tuck or maybe into a horizontal belly band. You can just tuck them behind, or even in a normal belly band, vertical one. These sort of things could go in. So that's 1, 2, 3. Shall we have a postcard? I just pulled out a little selection of postcards. So I've got this one is a scanned one, but it is one of one of mine. But I just thought the writing was really nice. It's got a nice postmark from 1906, but it would be one that you could decorate on the back. I've got a little selection that I just pulled out because I have loads and loads. I think they're all my mum's. Loads of postcards that I can use. I just pulled out a little selection. There are a few I just can't bear to part with at the moment. I need to scan a few more, and then I'll be more willing to put them into journals. But at the moment, I am holding them a bit because they are, especially if they've got messages from people in the family on the back. I don't think this is anything to do with the family, so that's okay. But it's a scanned one anyway. So yeah, maybe I'll just stick with that for now. So that's 4 pieces. I'll just tuck this in behind here. So I need something a bit of colour now, don't I? Because it's a little bit, what should we say? I'm not going to say boring. A little bit neutral. That's the word. So let's have a bit of a splash of colour. Let's go for one of these painted papers. What about this? That would go quite nice with it, wouldn't it? Just a scrap of, I think it's from a jelly print that I stamped on. So let's just pop that in here. Oh yes, we need some paper clips to hold them all together, don't we? Let's get my little pot of paper clips out. Now I know I won't put these together as fast as Rachel does because, I don't know, she works at super speed. And I'm more a snail's pace sort of a crafter. But I have no plans to make as many as she did anyway, so that's fine. I'll just go at my own pace, see what I can make. Just hold that together. Right, that one can go over there. Right, let's just put these to one side for a second. Okay, let's start with, got this quite large piece. I don't know if this is going to be too big. I might have to fold it up. This is actually in a pack that I bought from Rachel herself. It's a really old piece. You can see it's kind of spotty and really old. So I thought that was quite nice to put in, but it's a bit wide. So I guess I could just fold it over a little bit. What I don't want to do, no, I think what I'll do is I'll fold it like that, because I don't want to poke a hole in it folded over. So I'll do the hole could go up here, and that'll be fine then, won't it? So there's that. And what else should we have in here? Just casting around for some different things. I might just have one of these pieces of, oh, what about this nice piece of vellum? Again, I think this is back upside down. Yeah, that's better. So this is another piece from the same, I just cut these bits off to get, they were together. But I just thought that was a lovely piece. Nice. This is going to be a long one. I think this could go behind slot behind a belly band, couldn't it? That's lovely. And then maybe a nice bit of Welsh ephemera there. Should we try taking a piece of this? Let's see, what can we find from these Sears catalogues? There's a lot of pieces about men's clothing for some strange reason. Like this piece. Just tear a piece of this out. And so we've got that. Pop that in behind here. So that's 4 pieces. She put 5 in each of her packs. So let's just have a nice piece of scrapbook paper, shall we? Another piece of that, because they're quite nice. Let's see what we can find. This is actually a scrap. Might need tidying up a little bit. About this piece. Does it go? No, not really. Oh, what about one of these little pieces? That would look nice, wouldn't it? Yep. I think that would be a nice little one to go on there. They're just an eclectic little mix of bits and pieces, aren't they, that you can then use in a journal, I guess. Pull it apart, that's the idea. You pull these bits apart and you can use them. Right, let's get this. Yeah, that's it. So, put that paper clip on there. Just checking my time. I'm just checking how long, because obviously there's a few processes involved in this, so it's not just putting them together. We've got to attach them all to each other as well. Right, what else do we have? Should we have a piece of this mad piece of paper? I think this was some backing paper when I was doing some spraying a long while ago, I think, but I've never really done much with them, so I just tear that off. Is there any sparkle in this one? No, can't see any sparkle. Right, so a piece of that. And so a piece of this. This is from an almanac from 1965, this is. I think I picked this up in a vintage fair. Haven't been to many. Well, that might be the only one I've been to. Managed to get a few little bits, not much. So, again, how wide is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 3/4. That's okay. That'll fit, I think. But it can always be folded if it's a bit wide. And then we'll have a piece of this Welsh ephemera. It's a nice handwriting. And what else? Oh, postcard. Let's have another postcard, shall we? What would go nicely with this? Just wondering about this piece. I'm going to go, not really. Oh, that's quite a nice one. Charlton Church and Fountain. Oh, and this one does have some writing on the back. Some of them are blank on the back. I think most of these are not, so like that. You can see they're old, but they're... So you've got this one with the young ladies in their bathing outfits, so you can see that's old. But this one is... Oh gosh, I can't read the postmark on this one. But it's old. You can definitely tell. So yeah, I'm going to pop that on there. I think it might have to go... Will it go behind there? No. That can go up there. Where do I want the hole to go? Yeah, I think that'd be fine. Up there, up there. And I've got some funny little bits here I got in a kit from somebody. This is a little ticket. It's rather nice. Or shall I go for the blue one? Yeah, that will go better. Okay. Right, so that's that one. Maybe I'll aim to do about 5. I've got plenty of bits here. It's just bring them together in a nice set. Oh, I must use one of these. I've had these for years. I bought these years ago when we used to go on holiday to Spain or into the continent. So they're probably about the 1970s maybe. Some of them are. I don't know. Maybe they're not quite as old as that. But I think they're really pretty. They're all embroidered. And they're all in that fancy dress. Nice, sweet. So this was from Brittany. This one's from Brittany. This one's from Tenerife. So I thought maybe I'd put one of these in. Looks like they're still in their original packaging as well. No idea how long I've had them, but it's been quite a while. Shall I use one of these? Maybe this one. Just for something different. They're a bit of fun, aren't they? Don't think if I put the envelope in. Just the postcard. I wonder if it's got anything. I mean, these aren't as old as some of my really vintage ones, but they're at least 30 years old, I should think. Yeah. So why not? I think I just really thought they were so pretty. And I just thought that'd be maybe something a bit fun to put in. Right. Let's put one of those. Get some. This old piece of Italian on really, really thin, like deli paper. Go on there. I've got this piece as well. That might go on there. Let's have a piece of this scanned lace. And what else have we got? A bit of scrapbook paper. Let's find a nice bit. give you one of these. It's a nice piece of Stamperia. It's beautiful on both sides. This is going to be a bit of a thick one with that postcard. Right. Okay, just pin them together. So that's that one. And if we got 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to take this piece, scrapbook paper. It's interesting paper, it doesn't really go very well. No. Maybe that would go better with this piece. Yeah, bit of green in this, so there, that looks a bit better. That one there. Comes the boys on their motorbikes speeding by. Right, piece of ephemera from Welsh ephemera. And I love this piece of beautiful vellum. I do love these things printed on vellum. Gorgeous. I'm going to pop that in there as well. And then, shall we have a piece of this sparkly paper? I'm going to cut it, I think, with my cutter. You can see that it just catches the light. I just think it's really pretty, and it might go rather nicely with all of this. Okay, that's quite a sweet little set, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. There we are. And put the paper clip on there. Right, so I think that's all we're going to make today, because I know it takes me longer to finish these things off than Rachel, so I don't want to overdo it and then not have time to finish them off, because I've got to add some fabric and lace, and then we've got to do the little closures, or the little hole, and connect them up. So I've got my little 5 little packs. I think that's enough. Those there. So I'll pull out these bits of embroidery, and I'll just get the other bits out the way. Of course, now I'll have to put it all away. It's taken me quite a while just to gather all these bits this morning. So although these are really simple to make, it takes a few minutes to think about what you can use, because I don't have the same bits as Rachel, so I've got to have to think about what I have got that I could use in a similar way. And then you go and gather them all up, and then I've got to put them all away again. Probably taking the rest of the day just to tidy up after myself. Right, so I've got these couple of bits of embroidery, possibly to use. I don't know if this is going to be too big. Actually, would it go on here, because it's got this nice red piece. And there's her. That might be a bit too much, I think. Maybe on here, because I've got the colourful pink. Maybe I could put that on there. I don't think I need lace as well. I think that'll be too much. Just pop that on there like that. Right, so I've got that piece of beautiful embroidery on there. So that's quite nice. So that's one ready to be to have the hole punched. Now let's find some little, wherever I've got my little pulled out a few fabrics and my little lace scraps. Let's just get these paper scraps out of the way. Oh, and I didn't end up using any of my Florentine papers, did I? Oops. I was going to, but it's always hard for me to do that. So, right, I've got this one here, which is quite bulky with that postcard. So I just need a little bit of a nice little bit of fabric or something. And this little piece, just trim off that. It's a piece that's been torn, so it's got a little bit crunched up, but I think that goes quite nicely colour-wise. And let's find a nice little bit of lace to go with it. I know we've got a lacy piece there. Let's go for a bit of nice vintage lace. How about that? Oh yes. That was a piece I got from Tina when I placed an order with Shabba-Dabba-Doo-Dah. Okay, that's quite a collection of stuff there. I hope I can get my big bite through there. Well, if anything can make a hole in this lot, it'll be the big bite, won't it? Let's just hold that together. I'll do it properly when I come to put the hole in. Okay, so that's that one ready to go. Next, what have we got here? Well, we've gone a little bit sort of botanical on this one, so I'm thinking a piece of this beautiful William Morris. Again, it's hard to use it, but now I've bought myself some new pieces, I can let some of this go a little bit. I just love that. I'm going to put the whole piece on here. Nope, not that way around. It's going to be that way around. And we find a little bit of lace, nice little piece. That's nice with it. Okay, so I love that one. That's a nice little collection. Let's just try and make sure they're all lined up properly. And that one. These little pieces. It's hard to get them lined up so that they lie straight enough and to get the hole through. So I'm just going to put the paper clip back in for that one. Okay, nice one. Okay, next. What we got here? Some collection of warmish colours, I think, is how I would look at it. So, bit of fabric. Would this piece work? Yeah, I think it would. I will not attempt to tear it. This is from the same piece of fabric I used for the cover of the spring journal. I just love this fabric, and I think it'd be quite nice on there. And we just need a nice piece of lace. That bit, I think. Finish that off nicely. Right, so that's that one. And finally, we've got this one, which seems to have got some turquoisey colours in it, sort of turquoise, a bit green. Let's see what we can find. I'm thinking possibly a piece of this. That might work nicely. Or I've got another piece of William Morris here. Would that go? Yeah, goes with everything. No, not those scissors. Where's my fabric scissors go? In the fabric box that got buried in there. Let's take this off a moment. Let's have a look. Which one shall I go for? I love them both. Yes, I think it's going to have to be this one. Can I tear it? It's resisting. Oh, there we go. It's a bit big, I'm afraid, so I'm going to have to cut a bit down. No, can't tear it. My hands just are not strong enough to do the small pieces. I can do the big pieces when I can get hold of them. So I've got this nice piece with this nice frayed edge at the bottom. That's lovely. So I'm loving that in there. Just bringing all the colours together because it's got the sort of peachy colours, peaches and greens from the back here, and then the bluey colours from the front. So, yep, that's lovely. And then what we got here, a nice bit of vintage lace. I can pop on there. And that one is done. Well, when I say done, it's ready for its finishing touch, which is the little closure. Okay, so that was the last one. I've got 5 really pretty ones now, I think. Okay, so let's start. Again, I've got to put all these bits of fabric back, and oh no, that bit goes in there. I mean, it's one of those projects you could imagine making dozens of them, using up all the little scraps and things, but I've got to think about how I would use them, where I would use them, and I'm not sure at the moment, so I think I'd be better off just doing a few. Can always make some more. I might even make a Christmas one, I don't know. I'm resisting getting my Christmas box out of the cupboard at the moment, even though I have been, I have chosen a new Christmas kit and I have got a plan for a new Christmas journal already, but I'm not going to start it yet. I'm holding myself back. It's all I really want to do, but it's too early. But maybe in a couple of weeks I will make a start, because I'm planning to do a couple of, well, one journal I've got to finish that I started last year, and then I want to make a new one, and I know what I want to do and all of that, so I'm just holding myself back from starting. Okay, let's put these holes in. So I think this one's going to have a piece of twine on it, so I need the bigger hole on my big bite. My favourite tool in the whole wide world, this. I know everybody loves their crocodile, but I couldn't manage a crocodile because my hands weren't open enough, so this is the next best thing, and it works really well for me. Let's have a piece of this. So we don't tie it too tight. Got Rachel's words ringing in my ears, don't tie it too tight, because otherwise you won't be able to untie it when you want to get the papers out. Okay. Take the paper clip off. It's just snagged the lace a little bit. Okay. Doing there. Right, so we've got this. I think that's a lovely little collection of bits and pieces. Love that. She has such great ideas. I know she got this idea from somebody else, but it's often the way she interprets them. She makes them accessible to the rest of us. So this one, let's try doing a brad on this one, shall we? So the smaller hole. I've got a little mini bowl of brads here. See which one looks good. There may be some Tim Holtz ones in there. I just put them all in a pot, in a container in my drawer, and mix them all up. So I don't know which ones are Tim Holtz and which ones come from somewhere else. Some of them I've had for years and years. Quite tricky to split, at least I find they are. That's it, I've got it. Let's just get them started. Okay, take the paper clip off. It does tend to catch on the lace, but it's been okay. Right, so that's that one. Another little collection of pretty bits. That one. Right, what do we got next? Ooh, this one. I love this one. I think this is another brady one. Just because it's a bit thinner. I think I can put a brad on this one. What else have I got here? I think what I might do on this one, actually, is do the bigger hole, because I have got this piece of Tim Holtz fabric that was torn off. It's not very good. It's thinner at one end than the other, but I think that might go quite well. I know it's blue and a lot of this stuff is green, but let's not be too pernickety about it. It's just a nice piece of fabric, and it would make a good topper for a tag or something, wouldn't it? So I need to use the bigger hole for this. Has it gone through? Oh. A little bit of fabric's got pushed through to the back. Okay, I'm going to just widen the hole with my pokey tool if I can find it. Where are you, pokey tool? Should be in my pot somewhere. Oh, I can see it. And I might use it to poke poke the bit of fabric through. So it seems to be quiet downstairs at the moment. We do have a builder in today, even though it's Saturday morning. Bretim is coming to do a couple of little extra jobs, one of which we've been waiting to have done since we got here, really. And that's it's hard to explain, but there was a big looks like a big cupboard at the bottom of the stairs, just as you come in the door in the front door, you'd be confronted with this large cupboard kind of sticking out in the middle of the hallway, and it basically blocked your access to the hallway to some extent. I mean, you could get past it, but it just was like right in front of you as you came in the door. And we've always hated it. But it housed our meters, our meter box. So you couldn't just knock it down because everything inside had to be moved. All the electrics had to be moved. The meter had to be moved. We had to have a new meter fuse box installed, and so that was a big job. So it took a long while to organise. So we had to have all that done first, have everything moved so that it was more discreet, not just plonked in the middle of the hallway. And the reason it was there was because it was part of the original outside wall. Originally it was on the outside wall, but they built a porch around it and left it there, which is a bit annoying, a bit daft really, but I guess I can understand why, because it's not a cheap job to get done. But as we were getting so much else done, it seemed to make sense to try and get that done at the same time. And so today, Clive the builder has come in to knock it down, because everything else has been moved out, so nothing left in it that was live, or there was no electrical connections in there anymore or anything like that. And all we were doing really with the last few weeks is waiting for somebody to knock the thing down and get it out of our hallway. And today was the day. He came here first thing this morning and he's knocked it down. It's wonderful. He's just making some, it's just all got to be made good around it, of course, because it's made a bit of a mess around on the wall at the side and on the floor. But it's gone. It's just so great. There we go. That one's done with a little bit of Tim Holtz. I remember what this one, I didn't remember. I looked up what this was called. This is called Eclectic Elements. Eclectic Elements, this beautiful blue fabric that I used for the cover of my Lace and Ladies journal. Eclectic Elements Blue. And the other piece I bought was Eclectic Elements Aqua. It's a bit different, but has the same name. Okay, so that's that one. And then this one, this is the bulky one. So again, I think this will need some, what should we use for this? I've got some baker's twine, so I think I might use that for this one. Let's try and line everything up. Don't want to not be able to catch it in. I think it's all lined up okay. Let's get a nice big hole. Oh, I missed a bit. Okay, I'll do that after. I'll just line it up with the bottom piece with the postcard and just go through again. There we are. Shouldn't be a problem to get them all back together again. Ooh. I think that was a messenger message. My phone makes some very interesting noises sometimes. But I'm sure they all do. All the phones do, don't they? You have to learn what noise is what on your phone. Right, let's try and line these all up. I think I'll just cut a piece of this and then feed them on a bit at a time. Okay, that piece. Oh, not all of it. Okay, there we are. Bit of baker's twine joining all those pieces together. Lovely. And the last one. I fancy actually going to do another brad, I think, on this one. Just wondering whether I want a pink brad, but I think I'll just use the ones I've got. Just line that up a bit more. And wondering whether to turn this a little more so I don't actually have to put the brad through the embroidery. I'll just tilt it a bit so it's like that. Yeah. Okay. And go with this one. It's got a slightly bigger head. I can get hold of it. There it is. Okay, I've got it. And that's that piece. There we go. That was the last one. So just have a quick review. Get rid of all the paper clips. We've got this one. All these fun bits on them. Yep, like that one. I love this embroidery, it's beautiful. And then we have this one with the nice old bits of fabric and the really the really fun postcard. 3-dimensional postcard. And a bit of gorgeous scrapbook paper at the back. And with this one, which I think is my favourite because it's got the William Morris fabric on it. But it's quite a nice colour combination, I think, this one. Okay. Oh, another pretty one. I do like these, I must say, they're really pretty. So that's a bit of music, a bit of jelly print, and all of those pretty pieces. And another one with the William. I don't know, this might be my favourite. More William Morris. And then some gorgeous vellum, sparkly sprayed paper, and a couple of fun bits at the back. So that we are. Roxy's Weekly Challenge. It's nice to be doing it again. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me for this one. I've enjoyed myself. And now I've got to clear it all up. Take me twice as long, I expect, as it did to get it all out in the first place. But never mind, it's worth it. Because it's a nice thing to do. And it's nice to get back to filming again, because I've not been able to do any all week. And I don't know if I'll do any next week, but I hope to get another one done this weekend. We'll do a bit more work on the Lace and Ladies journal. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.